welcome to the Abraham Drinking Podcast, where we would talk about random bullshit for the next hour to an hour and a half. We are uncensored, unedited, and no holds barred, covering everything and anything from beer to bitches, rags to riches, sports to courts, bars to cars, music to movies. Literally, just about anything and everything. We are live on Facebook Live every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And just a reminder, you can watch us at 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 7:30 p.m. Atlantic Time. Aaron, what can they find us on? Pornhub! But please follow us across all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. You can also find us on all listening platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts. All right, I'm going to turn this down. And what can they now find us on, Aaron?
iHeartRadio.
It was what?
iHeartRadio.
They can find us now on iHeartRadio.
God, that's good.
Well, that was we hit that to a T right there. But as always, I'm the sexy Grusky George Gresko alongside Mr. Dilbert himself, and I'm pretty sure Mark is lost. We haven't seen him in a few weeks since the Halloween show. But I know Mark is drinking somewhere because he texted me a little bit earlier. Aaron, we have one hell of a show for our listeners tonight.
Yes, we do. Including Nick Gresko already making his appearance.
Uh-oh. The old Saint Nick. Not the sexy Gretzky, old Saint Nick.
Oh, I can't wait for
But tonight marks a special show. I actually should have probably did it last week.
46 shows?
Today marks our 46th episode of the Abraham Drinking Podcast, Aaron. Special number 46. I thought it was 45, and then recounted it was 46, so I should have done it last week. But 46 tonight. How about it?
Is that just the number?
That is the number of today's episode. Okay. How many episodes we've had so far? Thoughts?
I was just a little. I thought maybe you would have done 50, like celebrating 50.
I thought it was 45.
I got you. 46.
We'll celebrate 1 year here in a few weeks.
It's still fucking impressive.
Yeah, come January, we're going to celebrate 1 year, which I'm sure will be a wild show. I'll start figuring out who's going to be on that show, or we're going to do something for it.
There's ideas for that.
Definitely.
We'll talk after I have had in mind.
A lot of things will be talked about. But yeah, show number 46. If you never listen to us, though, we are a variety show that literally talks about anything and everything. Sports to courts, just like our opener. Literally anything.
We may like our sports a little bit more. But in general, though, we will talk about anything.
Yeah, literally anything. But there's also the big weekends like we had this weekend. Like tonight is a big-time sports show, and I'm telling all of our listeners that. So if you're not into sports, I'm telling you there's a lot of good sports, and then we're going to have, our...
We still have fun. I still look at the comments. If you guys have something to say, I will shout it out. We'll talk about it.
And again, we thank all of our listeners and our followers, our viewers. Please continue to like and share all of our content. We appreciate everybody that is a follower of the Abraham Drinking Podcast.
Even the guy that said I should be running laps. I appreciate him.
I forgot about that.
Oh, I can't.
We started a show one night, and a guy commented, he goes...
Random person who's never commented before, he's like, the guy on the left sure could use some laps. Well, thank you.
The guy on the left should run some laps. We're like, damn.
Well, thanks, dude.
Way to start off that show.
You.
But, Aaron, how the hell are you?
Oh, I've been looking forward to today. I, for some reason, thought that Thanksgiving was 2 full work weeks away. But I was talking to my sister, and she's like, oh, God, we just got to get through one more week, and then we got a 3-day week. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yep.
And then this makes me think of Ohio State, Michigan. This son of a bitch.
We're going to get into Ohio State, Michigan. Let's simmer down here.
I know, but this son of a bitch's birthday.
Let's simmer down here.
It's a big week next week, boys. Oh, Jesus.
Let's simmer down here.
It's a big week.
Let's simmer down, baby.
Oh, fuck, you pull that out from.
Let's simmer down. I had this thing ready. You didn't think I had this fucking hat ready? We're 2 weeks away from the biggest game in a very long time. Does that look okay? Does that look all right?
It's a little bit high, but fuck it.
Yeah. I'm a little high. What? No, I'm just kidding.
Bullshit.
High on life. Because you know why? We're headed directly into sports. Here we go. Into sports.
Oh, my God.
But it was an all-around great weekend. It's Victory Monday for us Browns fans. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
We've said Victory Mondays so many times it's weird. I don't know what to do. I'm like,
We've had 6 Victory Mondays this year. Or no, probably 5 because one was a
no.
Monday night. Or Thursday
no,
night.
we're 6-3.
Do I look like a goofball with this on?
We're 6-3. We had a bye week. There's been nope. You look good.
Damn right I do. Damn
Oh.
right. But it is Victory Monday for us Browns fan. The Cleveland Browns had a fourth quarter comeback of the ages yesterday and beat the Baltimore Ravens 33-31. Aaron, thoughts on the game yesterday?
Oh God, I mean, it just shows that our team is resilient. I mean, there's so many times when we were down 24-9, could have given up. The muff punt could have given up. I mean, yes, we had a pick six that turned our way, but look, hey, that's what happened against Seattle. Seattle got that pick off of us off the tip ball, and they fucking won the game. We got our revenge. It's not against Seattle, but we got that pick, returned it, and it's about time we win in Baltimore. It's about fucking time.
It's been a long time.
Been a long time.
Like right before we kicked off or whatever, whoever kicked off in the game, they showed like John Harbaugh's record against the Browns. It was like 25-5 or something, something crazy. I'm like, oh, good grief! Why do they gotta show that shit? Why do they gotta show that shit? Good grief!
Good grief.
Good grief!
Good grief.
All right, ready for my hot takes on the game? And you can comment on whatever I say. Ready?
Oh, I'll probably agree with you.
The Sexy Gretzky's hot takes.
We can get that on there. Sexy Gretzky.
Sexy Gretzky's hot takes of the Browns game.
It could be
All right,
anything.
here we go. My hot takes. Deshaun Watson, to start the game, literally had me ripping my non-existent hair out. I won't lie to you. The pick six he threw, second play of the game, I wanted to jump through that TV screen and literally strangle the motherfucker. Batted ball or not batted ball, I don't care.
Okay, that's what I was going to...
That's his fault. The ball got batted. That's his fault.
Well, the way I look at it, it's just... I think that pass, too, he sort of didn't really put a lot on it. If he would have zipped that ball in there, that probably would have just been batted down or something. But since it was just like a little light pass, that's why I got tipped right up.
The same throw was made later on in the game. We threw the same like little out pattern into Njoku, and he lobbed it. If he fires it, Njoku might have a score, but he lobbed it. He got tackled right away. But that's neither nor whatever. But Deshaun did have one of the best second halves I've ever seen. He was 14 of 14 in the second half with a touchdown pass and 134 yards through the air. You can't argue with that. I admit when I was pissed that first half when he was, 6 of 20.
Yeah.
6 of 20 is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But you can't argue with the numbers. Second half, 14 of 14. And I really hope this is where he, makes the turn. Maybe that was what he needed to flip the switch, and he's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the harsher environments, too, in the NFL. So.
And I also said Deshaun made huge plays with his feet yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I was
huge
just about to say that.
Huge plays. Like, finally, he was able to run. He got loose a few times where he was bottled up, I thought. I thought someone was going to trip him up, but he got out. Big first downs or big runs that led to, a 3rd and 1, a 3rd and 2 situation. And that was huge. So I won't lie, Deshaun Watson, I was a big hater yesterday. I was pissed off that first half. You saw probably my Facebook shit.
Oh, yeah.
I was fired up. I'm like, fucking Baker Mayfield threw for 287 yards, but then everyone's like, oh. Then Deshaun Watson made the 14-14 comeback win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I said, I just want to see more consistency, or just not more consistency, just consistency from the Browns quarterback position. I haven't seen it my entire life. And I'm going to be 31 here in 2 weeks, Aaron. We have a birthday episode coming up here in a few weeks.
Yes, we do.
Hell yeah, we do. So I'm just saying, just more consistency. I haven't seen it in 30 years.
You got any more hot takes on the game?
Oh, I have more. I'm
Can
not
I-
even close.
Can I add a Dilbert hot take?
Dilbert hot take.
I don't think it's on. Hats off to fucking not having DeJuan Jones and Jedrick Wills not out there, to our backup tackles doing the job necessary for not getting holding calls when Watson would run, because God forbid, the NFL probably wanted to call holding calls when he would run, but they didn't hold him, so nothing to call. They look at only the Browns jerseys, throw the flags, but our backup tackles did the job.
Yep.
DeJuan,
I agree with that. So we were banged up on the offensive line.
No, absolutely.
So we definitely needed that help.
Big boys came in and did the job.
I said, I won't lie, though. When we scored that touchdown to tie it at 30 and we missed that fucking extra point, I'm like, we lost the game. We lost.
Well, yeah,
When he missed that extra point, I'm like, we just lost the fucking game. I won't lie to you.
Well, I think
won't lie.
everyone was probably expecting Justin Tucker, to kick a 55-yarder, go up by 4, then we'd have to come down and score. Like, it's just, we all have that Browns bullshit.
I don't even have this on here, but you know the question mark for me?
What?
Right before halftime, why didn't we attempt that very long field goal with 7 seconds left?
Oh, I was pissed about that. I was very angry.
I don't understand why we didn't attempt it, because our kicker has the leg.
And it would have left Baltimore maybe at the most a second, but, like, if you can't cover a Hail Mary, then you don't deserve
I
to
think
win.
they were more worried about the kick falling short and them returning it. But it's very rare.
Hopkins can make that. He's got a fucking
No, I
boots.
think so too. But 7 seconds, the clock runs out on a 60-yard field goal.
Yeah, because
That was the one call that I was like, I probably would have.
Because they let it hit the ground and shit, too.
Especially when you had a barely warmed up quarterback. He got this 5-yard line. He didn't even get it to the end zone.
No, exactly.
That was one question that I had. I didn't even put that in here.
I was mad. That made me mad.
And I also say this week in and week out, Aaron. Who needs to touch the ball? Njoku, and that dude is a fucking monster.
I know he has drop passes sometimes, but
I don't care.
Exactly.
Everybody drops a pass, but that dude makes plays after plays after plays after plays.
Oh yeah.
After what? Plays.
Plays.
Dude's a beast. I don't care what anybody says. Yesterday he touched the ball 3 times, and all of them were big plays. Well, not all of them. There was a few other passing, catch and tackle, but he was legit. And I said also, if we could keep just running the ball like we have been and have consistent quality QB play, we're going to be just fine. And then, of course, the Browns defense played great again. 3 interceptions, a couple of sacks, made big plays in big situations.
Blocked field goal.
There was the blocked field goal.
Jeff Stanovich just brought
We had the blocked field goal. I have that right there. And I also said Lamar Jackson is not a quarterback that's very easy to sack. He's Michael Vick of our time.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little taller, little not as explosive, but he's hard to get your hands on. He's fast as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I said, for us to get as many sacks, I think we had 4 sacks in that game.
Oh, yeah.
I think 4. Miles had 2, and I don't know what the other 2 were. But to have 4 sacks in the ball game, it's hard to do against Lamar Jackson.
Mark Andrews played, right?
He had a big play early in the first quarter.
But that's it. Usually he torches us for touchdowns, so we held him in check, too. Good job, fucking coordinator.
And then I also saw this. We talked about this a little earlier. Crazy stat that I saw earlier. The Browns trailed in the game for 59 minutes and 22 seconds. Actually, my brother sent me this late last night. The old St. Nick sent it. The Browns trailed in the game for 59 minutes and 22 seconds. No NFL team this millennium has won a game for trailing for that long.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
That. You know how deflating that is? You were leading the whole game in the last 20 seconds. That's so. God, that's just.
I'll be honest. When we were down 14 with 8 minutes left, I'm like, it's probably over.
Well, actually, how is it even 20 seconds? Because technically, we kicked that field goal with 4 seconds left, so we were up for, honestly, 1 second.
It said
59
minutes 22 seconds.
Well, you know what I mean? Because we kicked that field goal. We called a timeout with 3 seconds left on the clock, and we were like no time in that game. And we 1 second.
We didn't even lead in that game until
0-0, baby.
And then my last take of the game, I was also pissed that Odell Beckham caught a touchdown pass. That pissed me off.
I knew it was.
That made me so mad. Fucking hate Odell Beckham and his dad. They both go fuck themselves. How about that, Beckham family? Go fuck yourself. Even though Odell Beckham's son is a fucking cute kid, because I know they do the Halloween costumes whatever. Anywho, but the AFC North is getting interesting this week. Very interesting. The Ravens 7-3, Steelers 6-3, Browns 6-3. Cincinnati lost yesterday. They are 5-4. The Browns are home next week against their arch rival, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh.
The Browns and Steelers are potentially playing for first place next week if Cincinnati can beat Baltimore.
Oh.
First place. I can't remember in my lifetime us playing a big game like this for first place. Because even like the 10-6 year, 2008, 2007, we weren't in first place. Pittsburgh went 15-1 or something that year, or whatever. I don't know.
There was one year when we were like first place, but there wasn't a big game like this, like magnitude in the division.
Right.
For
This is huge, huge, absolutely huge. Playing for first place. If us Browns fans, we need a root for the Cincinnati Bengals this week. I'm rooting for them. Go Ohio. Go OHIO. One time I'll say that ever. With a fart noise. But what do the Cleveland Browns need to do to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers next week?
At the best, contain J.J. Watt and Highsmith, who had game in week 2. They obliterated us. Just run the ball consistently again, and then you got to get the Pickett. You got to make him feel like hell in the pocket next week.
I agree. You know what's another insane stat I saw in Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh has a winning record this season where they have not outgained the opponent in any game this season in yards.
My God, that's wild.
They've had less yards than every opponent that they've played all the season this year, and they're sitting at 6-3. That's a crazy stat. That's wild to me.
That's their defense.
It's very wild. Moving on.
Yes, sir.
College football. College football.
This is one of those weeks where it's like, people can be like, oh, you can't overlook Minnesota and Michigan can't overlook Maryland.
Doesn't Ohio State play Purdue?
No, Minnesota at home.
Oh, it's Minnesota.
I'm just saying, but this might be one of those weeks where as fans we're overlooking that, and we're looking forward to this.
Michigan has the harder game in Maryland than Ohio State does have in Minnesota.
Oh, absolutely, yes. But
Michigan's at home next 2 weeks.
Are they?
I think. I don't know.
No, they just.
We're at Maryland?
Yeah, they're at Maryland.
Well, Michigan was at Penn State, so I didn't know if we were.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure where they're at. Go to the comments. Go to the comments. I just know they're home in Ann Arbor for November 25th.
They are at Maryland.
They're at Maryland? Okay. On the road for 2, then at home for the ass whooping on the 25th? All right, but college football is heating up as everyone is starting to head into some, honestly, really meaningful games. Both Ohio State and Michigan. Ohio State fan, Michigan fan. Mark is not here because we know we were going to rip his ass apart because fuck Penn State and Michigan railed their ass. They did. I think it was a good game. Don't get me wrong. It was a close game for a time. But there was a time in that game where Michigan was just eating up, 4, 5, 6 minutes on that clock, and it was like a boa constrictor. They just wrap it around and start squeezing and squeezing.
That's what Fox likes to use with the little, that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But Ohio State and Michigan remain undefeated. Michigan with a win over ranked Penn State, 24-15. Ohio State won big over Michigan State, 38-3. And I'm a Michigan fan. We shut out Michigan State 49-0. I don't know what that means, but we did. Ohio State couldn't do it. Bunch of pussies.
Oh, whatever.
I'm just kidding. But let's start with Michigan versus Penn State this past weekend. I said Michigan did exactly what I thought they would do, run the ball and play good defense.
That's what they did.
You're goddamn right. You're goddamn
we
right.
talked about it, run the ball since 2.5 minutes or 3.5 or 2.5 quarters straight.
Michigan didn't throw one pass after the 7-minute mark in the second quarter. That's crazy in college football and absolutely unheard of in football, period, these days. Period. Shut up, Siri. My watch is going off. That's crazy. To not throw a pass the whole second half, and at the 7-minute mark, didn't throw a pass? Wild. Ooh.
Because at some point Penn State was loading up the box, but they still got first downs and still needed to do what they got to do.
I was listening to a coach a little over a year ago, and he said in today's game, everyone is so used to the spread offense, right? Where it's just speed players, catch pass, make a tackle towards the sideline. This is why, if you watch, Chardon High School, Army, Navy, why it's so hard to defend now, because you have to make one-on-one tackles. And they said in today's game, kids are just not tough anymore. They don't want to meet a fullback in the hole anymore. They don't want to make, a tackle with the line of scrimmage. They're not, when I was a kid, I was outside every single day. Climbing trees, running around the block, in the forest, fucking, playing hockey, basketball, Wimbledon. We were outside every single day, backyard football, making tackles without pads on. I can't tell you the last time I've seen kids outside. Just playing outside.
No.
But this coach was saying how kids just aren't used to being as tough anymore and making these fucking tackles one-on-one. So now if you start watching, the most successful teams, Alabama started going back under center. LSU started going back under center, fullback, running back, tight end, and are making teams have to commit to stopping the run. I thought it was brilliant.
It is.
And like I said, I always say history repeats itself. History repeats itself. That's the truth. Because at one time, no one knew what a wide receiver was. In the movies they said, what are this, the goddamn Jets? I think it was Friday Night Lights. Or not Friday Night Lights, Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
They play a team that had, 4 receivers, and they're like, what is this, the goddamn Jets? But even at that time, back in the 80s, there wasn't 4 receivers on the field ever.
No.
But then it transitioned to 4 wide receivers. And, oh, my God, there's balls flying over our heads and quick passes and this and that. But now it's slowly coming back because everybody started doing the spread stuff with all the receivers and this.
Yeah.
But now you look at Michigan, even the teams in the NFL, the Browns. The Browns yesterday had a bunch of formations, tight end, 2 back, and just started railing teams. People aren't used to seeing it. And in my mind, I've coached against Chardon. I've coached against, a few other teams like Chardon, double wing, double tight, play action, this and that. It's a bitch to defend. You can't find the ball. It's hard to defend. Any thoughts?
It's going to be a hell of a matchup with Michigan Ohio State. It's going to be in the trenches again. It's definitely.
And I also said my last hot take was Penn State's defense is pretty good. I'm not going to lie, they're not bad. And I said them and Ohio State's defense are pretty fucking good. I will give you that. That is what I've said this entire year. Ohio State's defense is led by Ohio State is led by their defense. Penn State is led by their defense as well. All right, ready? Where am I at here? Let's go in Ohio State versus Michigan State. Ohio State versus Michigan State was a blowout win for the Buckeyes, 38-3. And I've said this all along. Marvin Harrison Jr. might be the best player in college football. I don't know if he's the Heisman. I don't know. I'll have to look back. I heard there's an LSU receiver that's putting up similar stats, but LSU hasn't have the quality wins Ohio State has.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. Ohio State's beat nobody. Penn State stinks.
Yeah, as long as the team's got 2 losses or whatever, you're always going to be thrown under. It doesn't matter.
Right. No, I agree. And then definitely J.J. McCarthy only throwing for 60 yards, going 7 of 8. That hurts his Heisman chances, of course.
Mm.
So I'm just like, who is now the best? I definitely think it's Marvin Harrison's probably the Heisman front runner as of right now. But if Michigan was chasing Heismans, I don't give a shit. We're chasing national championships, Aaron. That's what we're chasing. We don't need no goddamn Heisman. How about that?
I think right now Penix should be the favorite for Washington.
It's tough. It's a tough one.
Caleb Williams has got 2 losses, so he's probably not going to be up there.
And since everybody else has said Michigan hasn't played anybody, and now we beat, a ranked opponent, I'm not sold on McCord yet for Ohio State.
For what? Oh.
I'm not sold on him. I said we will still see with him. I'm not sold. I said he had a big game this past week, throwing for a lot of yards, threw the touchdowns, Marvin Harrison. But he played a terrible Michigan State team. That's what I've been hearing from all these Ohio State and everybody else across the country. Michigan hasn't played nobody. Well, J.J. McCarthy threw for 270 yards and I think 5 touchdowns against Michigan State. It's Michigan State. Nobody cares. Their little brother. Period. Michigan State's terrible. 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 Get me fired up over here, Aaron. What am I at here? Oh, here we go. That's what I wanted to do. Next. So, I listed the 5, the top 5 teams that people have ranking. Aaron, how would you, and I can't move these, unfortunately, I tried to do it. Aaron, how would you rank your top 1 through 4 of the college football playoff as of right now today?
As of right now today, sorry guys, you're not going to like it, but.
And I want to reiterate, Aaron's Ohio State fan. I'm a Michigan fan. Mark's not here. He's a Penn State fan.
Michigan 1, Georgia 2, we're 3, Washington 4.
So Michigan at 1, Georgia 2, Ohio State 3, and who at 4?
Washington.
Washington at 4. Wow. So you're jumping Florida State at 4.
I am jumping Florida State.
Okay. So you would put Florida State at number 5.
Yep.
Okay. Why Michigan at 1?
Just, like I said, based off the tough-nosed defense, just that they have, and they do have a good offense running. It's just sort of based off of last year too, a little bit. I'm going based off of last year how they played Ohio State, based off of this year. I mean, just Michigan's had more. We've had some scary games. I mean, we almost lost to Notre Dame. We wouldn't even be in the scenario if it weren't for that luck that happened, which it was talent, but it was luck at the same time. So, I mean, we were close to being a one-loss team and not even being – we'd be the 5. We'd be where Florida State's at, maybe 6 for all we know. So, yeah, that's why Michigan's won.
Okay.
Georgia's they're definitely 2 or 1. They're no less. Everybody's just putting off Georgia, and I think that's just fueling them down there in the SEC. So they are still a scary fucking team. Brock Bowers is back. He fucking looks good. But I mean, they haven't been as dominant as they're used to. But if they were winning like how they were last year, like the 49-0s, games weren't close, and they would be my number 1. But
and remember not Alabama, Georgia was in a close game again this week with Ole Miss for a little while.
Well, that's what I'm
saying.
Very
close game.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why they're 2. Then that's why Michigan's 1. Ohio State 3. And just something about Washington, that fucking team is just something. I don't know. They're special. I've watched like 2 of their games, and just Florida State's pretty. They're good too, but I just think if Florida State goes against any of those 4 teams, I think they'll lose.
Yeah. All right, ready for mine?
Yep.
I'm going to go 4 down to 1.
Okay. 4
is Florida State. And here's why. I think they've just absolutely taken care of business. They've barely been in any close games, and they've just dominated everybody. Like, if they've been in a close game, maybe I'm mistaken. Not that I know.
Not that I know of, but
yeah.
The talent. I don't know what their schedule, but I just don't think they face the talent like Washington has. But
could be true. But I've just said Florida State is taking care of business. So that makes Washington at number 5. I put Washington at 5. Their quarterback, Michael Penix Jr., he's a dude and he can sling it. And a few weeks ago on the show, you said he throws a good ball.
Oh, my God.
And he does.
It's so pinpoint.
He
it's
does.
Fucking spiral. It's beautiful to watch.
He throws a good ball.
Good God.
And then I put Ohio State at number 3. I have Ohio State dropping from 1 to 3, and here's why. Because their top 10 wins are over Penn State, a 2-loss team, and Notre Dame, a 3-loss team. That's why I have Ohio State dropping to 3. I think Michigan's win was more convincing than Ohio State's win over Penn State. People are going to hate me for that. I don't care. Ooh. You know what I mean? I think that's why I dropped them to 3. I put Michigan at number 2.
Oh, shit, look at you.
In my mind, listen, I tell the truth here on the Abraham Drinking Podcast. I tell the truth. That's what's going on next our back shirt, the truth. I put Michigan at number 2. I said in my mind I thought Michigan dominated Penn State and had the entire game under control. Clock was under control. Yes, it got close here in certain situations, but again, in those closer situations, Michigan went down and scored, and it was always a 2-score game up until late. And then I put Georgia at number 1. Again, to be the man, you got to beat the man. Quoting Ric Flair, baby. Woo! They've won 2 straight national titles. I don't think they should have moved in the first place. Until you beat the man, you got to be the man to beat the man, period.
That's what I'm saying.
They should never lose.
It's probably fueling their fire down there.
Hell yeah. That'd be fueling my fire.
But God, it's just so wild. Because you know, we talked about last week that a 1-loss team might not make it, but Georgia will probably face Alabama in the fucking SEC championship, and you never know.
Alabama's rolling right now.
They're rolling.
They're
right
really
now.
rolling tide.
If Alabama beats Georgia, they both get 1 losses, and one of these teams are going to have 1 loss. So then a 1-loss team would probably make it. So that would defump that if Georgia would lose that. So that's where Washington.
Aaron.
What?
November 25th is slowly approaching.
Oh,
Ohio State can run, but they can't hide, baby.
God, we just got to go to the big house this year. Fuck. Oh.
Aaron?
No, I knew it was coming.
Aaron.
It's been...
And you know what upsets me is I didn't even have the song ready to go. Aaron. Aaron. Aaron.
Aaron.
Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know?
No, I don't know how many days.
Do you know how many days it's been since Ohio State has last beaten Michigan? Do you know?
It's got to be 1,400 something or 500 now.
Do you know how many days it's been, Aaron?
No, give it to me.
You know how many days it's been, Aaron?
This is all I get to hear Friday.
Aaron, it has been 1,444 days since Ohio State has last beaten the Michigan Wolverines.
I can't do this for a whole nother year.
Ah,
God, I
hey,
can't.
punch the TV.
I can't do this for a whole nother year. Please end this misery.
Hail to the no! Hail to the no, no, no! All right, that'll be nice and at least turn the music off. Maybe not!
Yeah, I like their song.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, it's so much fun all the time, you know?
God, I just am hoping that the not best part of the game is the Ohio State dotting the O or the I and everybody booing in Michigan. I love watching those videos because just the whole Michigan crowd just boos the whole fucking time.
You know what I love today?
What?
Did you see what Harbaugh said a few hours ago?
No.
And I absolutely love it. Because you know what I love playing? I love being the villain. That's why I'm a Michigan fan. I love it. I love being hated.
Well,
either you love being loved or you love being hated.
He's got more reasons for that, but yeah.
Oh, it's great.
It adds to it, but yeah, that's not
It's
the only reason.
great. Harbaugh said it today that Michigan is America's team. And I love it.
Oh
I love it. I absolutely love it, baby.
Dude, that's ballsy.
Loved it.
Oh. Well, what scared that team after they won yesterday? I know their head coach, but that team, right now they're unified, even with their coach and all this shit. They're more unified than ever, which does not help Ohio State in 2 weeks. It just does not.
I agree.
Ryan Day has got to pull up the game plan.
Ryan Day is a pud.
I understand that.
Him and Franklin should be fired immediately.
Franklin should be fired.
Franklin they fired their fifth offensive coordinator in 10 years, so that's good. They stink. Pud City. Ryan Day, Franklin.
Yeah, but you're
fired.
Your Jim was on the.
Oh, don't you fuck with Jim, baby.
He was on the borderline of almost losing how many times in a row. He finally turned it around.
Finally.
But yes, it took a while.
Hey. To be the man, you got to beat the man.
He wants to go to the NFL.
He ain't going to the NFL. I'm telling you right now.
No, I don't think he will.
I don't think so either. And the front runner, they said Harbaugh to the Bears. I get it. He played there.
Oh, how miserable.
Like, how miserable is that? Want to restart in Chicago?
Oh, God, how miserable. It's the Lions' time, baby. Look at them fucking coming.
All right, last thing that I have in sports.
Oh.
I said the UFC fights this past weekend. They had a very special guest. Did you see this?
I have no idea what happened.
They had a special guest. I'm going to play the video right here. And the place went absolutely nuts.
Oh, thank God.
Donald Trump was at the UFC fights this past weekend, and the place went absolutely bonkers. And if you notice, he's walking in with Kid Rock. Kid Rock, Dana White, what's his name? Carl Tuckerson. And he did walk in to Kid Rock's song. Here, I want to restart this just so.
That's fine.
I'm going to restart it one more time.
I don't care for all the fucking snowflakes out there. God bless America.
The place went nuts, dude.
Good.
This is the best video I could see. You could see it.
You could hear it.
How many people still think Joe Biden actually beat Donald Trump in the 2020 election? Nobody. Listen, nobody.
Yeah, because there ain't people.
If Joe Biden walked into this arena right now, he would get booed. So if people actually think Donald Trump was defeated in that 2020 election, you guys are fucking morons.
Oh, I love it.
Morons.
Good.
Morons.
Nick,
all of you.
Nick, have a good night, buddy boy.
Bunch of morons.
Have a good night, man.
Joe Biden would have got booed out of that fucking building.
Yeah, and hopefully an MMA fighter would have just knocked him in the fucking head. Went to jail, but fuck it.
They might have they would have fed him some porridge and he would have fell asleep.
No.
So I thought that was pretty cool. Donald Trump showing up.
I'm so glad you showed me that. Good.
It was pretty cool.
Good.
Pretty cool.
Good.
Good grief. Good. Good grief.
Inflation's not that bad. I'm Joe Biden. Okay.
All right. Getting completely out of sports. I'm going to take this hat off.
No.
Because I feel like it kind of looks ridiculous on top, and you just didn't tell me. Aaron, did you have a favorite toy growing up? Or you really wanted for Christmas one year or anything like that?
I know we talked about this one time. I loved Hot Wheels, and I loved video games. So the N64 was great. But I loved Hot Wheels. I was a big Hot Wheel fan.
Hot Wheels. I think we have talked about this, actually.
We have.
Well, getting the holiday season, and this is a very interesting,
Oh God, this
thing that I saw. No, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Mary Chrysler.
I thought it was gonna be some fucking weird toy.
No. So my favorite toy, I always had the wrestling action figures, and I still have the whole box at my mom's house. I know exactly where they are. It's a big box of action figures. There's probably like 400 action figures in this thing, the wrestling ring, the whole shebang. So I was a big action figure guy. I played some video games. I have the best comeback of all time against Aaron in Madden, or NCAA. I think it's Madden. Best comeback of all time, Madden game against Aaron. It was insane. But no, I asked this because apparently there is a toy Hall of Fame, and each year they induct new toys into the Hall of Fame. The National Toy Hall of Fame is located in Rochester, New York. In the Hall of Fame, there are such items as the teddy bear, crayons, the Frisbee, Barbie, Etch-a-Sketch, Play-Doh, and many, many more. There's thousands of these that have been inducted. I think they started in like 1988. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But I want to say this year's inductees. This year's inductees were, for 2023, were baseball cards, the Cabbage Patch Kids.
Makes sense.
Fisher Price Corn Popper, the one that you would like push and then the balls would pop and thing.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's annoying, but yeah.
And then Nerf, like Nerf football, anything Nerf was inducted, which I thought that was really interesting. I didn't even know there was a Toy Hall of Fame.
I had no idea.
It's pretty wild.
You just said this. No, those are all good nominees.
There's literally thousands that have been inducted. I just looked.
I just think of Rock'em Sock'em Robot, Uno. I mean those.
Yeah, Uno. Even like Jacks, like Jacks bounce the ball, catch the jack, like Jacks. I was thinking like any action figures like He-Man, the Ninja Turtles, anything like that. It's pretty wild.
That is wild. That's fucking sweet though.
I thought it was pretty cool.
You know what I mean? But like, it's just so like I wonder when it comes to like action figures, like they have to probably be by like brand name. You know, because like there's Star Wars, Ninja Turtles. You know what I mean? Like you can't just put action figures because of course You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
it has to be. Like, I actually think Ninja Turtles was on one of the ballots. That's why, off the top of my head, I said that.
yeah,
But I thought that was pretty interesting.
that's cool. I would have never guessed, but I mean, it makes sense.
Next segment.
No, yeah.
Whenever I do this, Aaron's like, "Oh fuck, what's next?" All right.
List them.
This is a good segment. Aaron likes this one.
I do.
List them. List them, list them, list them. So I have a list of the top 10 unhealthiest foods or drinks you can possibly put in your body.
Oh, yes, it's my time.
You want to take a
shine.
whack at this? And now think, this is like all kinds of unhealthy. Like, people say, like, burgers unhealthy.
Well, that's what
Are they?
So, I don't know if you can tell me this. Is it like specific, like, is it specific, like burgers, like a specific food chain joint? Or are we talking about just like regular, like burgers? It's like burgers is burgers.
So, yeah, burgers is burgers.
Okay.
The top 10 unhealthiest
food?
foods or drinks you
Food
can
or
possibly
drinks.
put in your body. I have the top 10. You want to take a whack at the list?
I mean, soda's got to be on there.
I'll give you soda at number 4. It's Diet Pop.
Oh, well,
Diet Pop has been known to... Diet
Don't
Pop.
get me fucking started on Diet Pop.
Oh, jeez.
Well, because people be like, "Oh, it's got no sugar. It's better for you." No, it's not. It's fake sugar that your body doesn't know how to digest and turns into fat. It's the same fucking thing. It's better just to have a Coca-Cola with sugar versus a Diet Coke.
I love when people order a large Diet Pop.
It's
Hey,
it's
I'm
not,
trying to lose weight, but can I have a large diet? You idiot.
Or like the little like, it's just artificial sugar. Your body doesn't know what
Yep.
to do with it. It's not healthy. It's fucking not.
All right, so you got one on the list. Number 4 was Diet Pop.
God, there's so many different options.
Aaron, this is your segment right now. This is your time to thrive. Foods and drinks.
Just canned foods.
Canned foods.
Yeah.
There's no canned foods on here.
Mm.
Nope.
Cereal.
Cereal is on there. Number 7.
'Cause that's pure sugar.
Sugary cereal.
Yeah,
I
sugary
can't believe
cereal.
I couldn't believe you guessed that actually. Sugary cereal is number 7.
Oh, I've
They
had.
said Frosted Flakes,
Oh, I've had my Lucky Charms. Tricks.
Lucky Charms, and Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
All sugar.
So-
Damn.
so
You
good.
hit one. I give you the pop, but you hit the sugary cereal, which I did not think you were gonna hit.
I've had my fair share of cereal. At
I
night.
love cereal.
I love cereal.
Favorite
too.
cereal,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
French Toast Crunch.
Oh, that shit's good too. Both of them. Oh,
I think it's discontinued again though.
how dare they? It's so fucking good.
Any other guesses for the worst, unhealthiest, top 10 unhealthiest?
I don't think
foods?
it's on there. I'm gonna throw it in Hawaiian Punch.
Nope.
Okay. There's so many different meals, but frozen meals.
Aaron, that's funny. Frozen meals like Stouffer's is number 8.
That's just.
Aaron is dominating this list right now. I love it.
It's just so much. Salt.
Aaron has hit 8, 7, and 4.
I don't want to say it. I don't know. I mean, because it's unhealthy, but like it's potato chips.
Potatoes is.
Don't
I'll
say
give
it.
you number 5, French fries.
I was gonna say French fries.
I'll
but-
give you French fries at number 5. So you've hit frozen meals,
fatty over here.
sugary cereals, French fries, and what was your other one? Or did you only hit 3?
I had diet soda.
Oh yeah, Diet Pop. Sorry, Diet Pop, sugary cereal,
All right.
frozen meals,
My last.
and French fries.
My last
You've
guess-
hit 4 out of 10.
My
Come
la-
on, get all 10.
My last guess. Deli meats.
Nope.
Oh, I know because I know deli meats are not good for you. I know they're not.
Well, anything processed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's so easy to make a fucking.
You want to take
sandwich.
one more whack at it before I name them?
Oh well, ice cream.
Nope. Some
Yeah.
ice creams are good for you, actually.
Yeah, some, not no Ben and Jerry's. A little carton for $4.59 you eat in one go.
Bullshit.
1,200 calories.
Bullshit. They're good.
Oh,
they're good for your mental health.
Yes, they are. No,
All right,
that's
10 down to 1.
Okay.
Number 10.
Hold on, 1 second.
Oh,
Jeff, that's too many. I can't say that.
what do you say?
Oh God, he gets like fucking 8 things.
What do you say?
Pizza, burgers, pasta,
Nope. Pizza, burgers, pasta not on there.
breads.
Bread is on there. I'll
What-
give
is
Jeff
it,
bread.
Is it white bread or is it just breads?
Bread. Number 2 is bread.
Okay.
Number 2 is the worst. Bread.
Candy.
Nope.
And alcohol.
Nope.
Alcohol was a good one.
Nope.
All right, but bread.
Alcohol is good for mental health.
See, I thought for sure it would have said like sweet enriched white bread because I know like white bread is terrible compared to like whole grain or wheat or whatever. But
I think it said white dyed bread. I've never heard of dyed bread, so.
they probably are dyed.
Oh.
When I go to Aldi's and buy my $1.29 loaf of bread, I know that is not good for you. But hey, one fucking $1.29.
All right, 10 down to 1 of the worst foods. Or I'm sorry, the top 10 down to 1 of the top 10 unhealthiest foods or drinks you can possibly put in your body. Number 10 was pancake syrup.
That makes sense, God. But we all love that shit.
Number 9, frosting.
Frosting.
Yep.
I would have never thought.
Aaron
of
loves frosting. Frost 'em. Number 8 was frozen meals like Stouffer's. Aaron guessed that. Number 7, Aaron also guessed sugary cereal. Number 6 is bacon.
Oh, bacon.
5, Aaron also guessed French fries. 4, Aaron also guessed Diet Pop. Number 3, sugar-added fruit juice.
Oh, like people drink. Oh yeah, I had a half a gallon of apple juice today. Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, sugar added. That's why a lot of people, even like milk has a lot of sugar in it.
Oh yeah.
People don't give like milk to kids anymore as much because there's so much sugar in it when they're babies to grow their teeth. It messes up their teeth.
Well, yeah, when I was little, I used to drink milk, and then I still love OJ. OJ's got so much sugar, but like a glass of OJ is just so fucking.
Aaron sucking milk right out of the titty. And then number 2 was bread. Jeff guessed, one of our at-home listeners.
Zach's like, food pyramid says bread is the most important.
Yeah, food pyramid. Yeah, food pyramid. And then number 1, it's a liquid. I'll give you that. You want to take one more whack at it?
Liquid. You said fruit juices. We all know Gatorade and Powerade's bad, but it's not worse than fucking fruit juices.
And you already guessed all alcohol. Alcohol's not in it.
That's all I really drink.
Fat and sugar, Aaron. Number 1 is coffee creamer.
Oh,
the number 1 worst thing to put in your body.
Oh, well, yeah, the coffee creamers that are just hydrogenated oil, because that's all, like, Coffee Mate International Delight is. And the day I learned that, you know how sad I became? I still drink it, but, like, it's just hydrogenated oil.
Yeah.
That's why
I still love the half and half coffee creamer. I used to, when my mom would take me to, like, breakfast places, I would drink them. I think they're so fucking good.
But there is real creamer, though, that doesn't have that shit, and it's probably better for you. But, yeah, no.
Yeah, well. But coffee creamer.
See, George isn't a coffee guy.
Although I think I've drank the most coffee in my life this past year. This Abraham Drinking Podcast have me some doozies at work on Tuesdays. I've told Aaron, I usually text him in the morning, Aaron, it was a coffee day.
George's brain is like, what is this delicacy you're giving me? I'm fucked up today.
Coffee still gives me the worst taste in my mouth for like hours and hours, and I can't get rid of it.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, fucking
Aaron drinks all the coffee creamer.
Augie's watching right now. August, you know we're the fucking coffee.
I'm not
fiend.
a coffee. I'm high on life, baby. I don't need that coffee. I don't need no caffeine.
Zach Evans, the old food pyramid says to have 6 to 11 servings of bread, cereal, or pasta a day. Laugh out loud. The one we were taught in elementary school. You're goddamn right. Fucking A.
Speaking of elementary
That's why
school,
I got a belly. Damn it, elementary school. You told me to have breads.
Speaking of elementary school, for
Oh,
all of you
shit.
guys that attended Washington Elementary, Aaron, do you remember the new aide, Miss Grocco?
Oh, I remember the name. I can't put a face to it.
Well,
but
Miss
probably.
Grocco passed away this week, and I actually texted Zach because she lived across the street from him for quite some time. I texted Zach, so Miss Grocco, rest in peace. We love you, and she was my favorite new aide. She was, and it was my our friend Mitch, his grandma as well. So Miss Grocco, rest in peace. Well, but last but not least, as always, our random facts of the week, and I always give you some kind of picture with it,
I can't wait.
some kind of picture. The random facts of the week, it's not that great, but when you think about it, you're like, holy shit. You're like, that's crazy.
Oh, I love these ones where like it's like, wow.
Humans spend about 25 years of their life sleeping.
Fact, but it's. I know you're gonna say sleep for the week, but in reality, it's needed. I mean,
It's needed, but 25 years, like, isn't that wild? Like when you add everything up,
no.
like everyone says, like there was a bunch of other facts with it, like, oh, you spend 3 years out of your life just tying your shoes. You're like, what? What?
See, to me, something like that is way more fucking wild. But like, no, it is fucking. It's sad, but I mean, like, we need it. But that is, I didn't think it'd be a quarter of your life or 25 years. That's. But I mean, that does make
How
sense.
long does Aaron plan to live? Like, if you were to guess, like
Oh God.
an age range. I could tell you, I'm living in eternity, baby. I ain't fucking dying. Ain't happening. Sexy Gretzky lives for eternity.
If things don't change better or whatever, just and I gotta get back to the gym and shit. 75 to 80.
75, 80?
If I'm lucky. Because it's catching up. I mean, I already feel it. This year, 29 going to 30, I have felt so many physical changes and just notices. Like, it's freaking me out a little bit. Like, not freaking me out. but, like,
Elephantitis.
I don't know what that means. But
He
probably,
said what? Elephantitis is when your balls grow huge.
Oh.
Like an elephant.
Keep yourself healthy. Go to the gym.
Nah, fuck that.
Do the stretches. I know there's okay. If you ever talk to August and Kyle and them, I used to do stretches down at the community lot, like against trees and shit. But like stretching, what?
I remember you used to stretch. I remember seeing you do it. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Aaron?
When you think
You're
about
stretching to drink Bud Light and eat burgers?
But when you think about it, when do you stretch? Like we used to stretch in school for sports and this and that. When do we ever stretch muscles?
You want to know what? When you stretch?
When you take
You want to know when you stretch?
Big shit.
When you put your leg up on the bed. If you watch the show every week, that is you got to go back and see what the hell we're talking about.
Oh, good grief!
Good grief! And that is our brand new T-shirts that you could purchase for me if you would like. If you would like a Good Grief shirt, more than welcome. But any last skid marks?
Oh, Jeff was saying the amount of time spent in a car stat is crazier. I bet.
Out in a car?
Yeah, like the amount of time you spend in a car. Oh, God.
Aaron, any last skid marks before we end the show?
We are old, Augie, but we're turning 30, buddy.
Any last skid marks?
August, I know you stretch every day, and keep doing it, buddy. I'm happy for you.
Stretches his butthole.
No,
what?
No,
I'm just kidding.
No,
just kidding, August. I love you.
He does the full shit. But no, good show. I just want this week to be over. I just want next week to be here. I want next Sunday, and I just want the week, and I just want to stop hearing about Michigan, and we're going to hope.
Next week is going to be one of my favorite weeks ever. Browns Steelers on Sunday. Thanksgiving Thursday. My birthday Friday.
Black Friday,
Michigan, Ohio State Saturday, and my birthday celebration, baby. but we're going to have a good time. But as always, I'm the Sexy Kresge, George Kresko, alongside Mr. Dilbert himself. That's going to do it for tonight's show of the Abraham Drinking Podcast. Please share the show, tell a friend, follow us on social medias, catch us next week and throughout the week. Go blue, go blue, go blue. Fuck Ohio State. But we will see you guys next week. Hasta la vista,
baby.